In this video, I'm going to show how to install IncrediBuild on Linux machine. I'm going to install two agents on two different machines and one coordinator. I will install the coordinator and the agent on this machine, and another agent on this machine. When I'm saying agent, I mean it will act as an initiator, which means you can initiate the build from it, and also as a helper machine, which can help other builds, other initiators. So let's start. First, you need to make sure you have the latest installation, the latest version of IncrediBuild. This is the binary for the installation. If you execute it, you can see the usage with all the different parameters. So as I said, on this machine I'm going to install first the coordinator and another agent. The coordinator is the first component that you must install, and then after you install the coordinator, you can install other agents on different machines and connect it to this coordinator that you already installed. So let's start. You must have root permissions to install IncrediBuild. First thing you need to do also is to check that you have enough disk space by running df. You can check it. During the installation, IncrediBuild pre-allocate 10 gigabyte for cache and database and logs and all these things. You can change the size of the cache by specifying the -z, but the default is 10 giga, and this is the best configuration for the best performance. So usually you don't need to set the cache to a different size unless you're very strict with the disk space and you want to have less allocated space for the cache, but it can hide the performance. So I can see on this partition I have enough space. It is also recommended to set the cache path on a SSD for better performance. So first, as I said, you must be root. So specify the installation executable with the following parameters: -i for installation, -c, which says that this is the coordinator. We're going to install here the coordinator. This machine will be the coordinator, which control the whole grid. So -c is for the activation of the coordinator. And I'm going to install also on this machine an agent, -s, which means initiator and helper activation. The next thing we need to set is the path to the cache and IB data. So as I said, I'm going to put it over here, but you can choose any path you want as long as you have enough space. The default ports that are being used during the installation is 8080 for the GUI, for the web interface. Since this port is already occupied on this machine, I'm going to change it. So -G, this is for the web interface. There's also -U for the update, and it's better to have all agents have the same ports for the whole grid. Let's hit enter. Okay, we can see the installation went through, everything is okay, we didn't get any error message. We can see the server and the helper and the coordinator. Another test that we can see that the installation got through is to run IB console -V. You see it is working. You can see the version installed. So we are all good here. We have the coordinator and the agent. Now let's install another agent on this machine and connect it to this coordinator that we just installed. So over here also I have the installation file. The command is basically the same, except we're not going to specify the -C. We are going to install the agent, so we use the -S, and we need to connect it to the coordinator that we just installed. So -O is the path, is the IP address or the host name to the coordinator. So in our case it will be the IP address of the coordinator. This is the coordinator. Also we need to give path. I already checked that I have enough space on this path. And again, as I said, it is always a good idea to have the same ports. And if you don't change the port, it will be 8080 by default. So you don't necessarily have to do it. It's just because 8080 is already taken on this machine. Okay, so we see we have the server and the helper. This time you can see there is no coordinator here because we didn't install the coordinator. Again, we can run the IB console -V to see the version, that everything is installed, no error message. So we have 2 agents and 1 coordinator here as well. Next step will be to connect to the coordinator using the web browser and to generate a key. I'm going to show it to you. So we open the browser. And in order to connect to the agent, in our case to the coordinator, so you specify the coordinator IP with the port that we just installed. So in our case it's 8888. And this is the web UI. This is the web UI for the agent and for the coordinator as well. Okay, so you go to the coordinator monitor, and then on the right here you go to coordinator settings, and you go to license. And as you can see, we have no license load on this machine already. So we need to load a license. In order to get a license, first you need to generate a key file. By clicking the generate key file, we're going to have a key file. This PK file you need to send us to IncrediBuild so we can make a license upon it. After sending the PK file to IncrediBuild, as I said, we're going to create a license for you. So the next step will be to load this license that we've just created. So at the same place, you just choose file, and you go to the license that you just got from us. And you load the file. You can see now, you can see the expiration date and the maintenance date. You can see the amount of cores you have. And that's it. In the coordinator monitor, you can see here the two agents. You can see they're both online. They have connection, and they're both, but they're unsubscribed, which means there's no cores allocated. So what you need to do is to subscribe the agent. From here, you go. You can set the amount of cores you want. So you can see 8 out of 8, and we'll set here. We're going to have 2 out of 2. And now we're all set. We can start building using IncrediBuild, and it will use the two agents. If you build from this agent and you want to see the build, you need to connect to the web UI of this agent. So you open another browser, and again you enter this IP address. Sorry, 210. And we are now at the web UI of the second agent. If we go here to the coordinator monitor, we won't gonna see anything. There is no coordinator available on this machine. This machine will have the coordinator monitor and the coordinator settings. And this machine, you have only the agent settings. You can set all kind of things here. You can change the ports, by the way, after the installation, if you'd like. And once you trigger a build, you can see the build in the build history. If you run the build from here, and if you run the build from here, you will see the builds in the build history here. That's it. Thank you.